Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here with another episode of the Dong Report. Of course, the Dong Report being where I give out my favorite home run predictions of the day. So as for today, it's the last day before the MLB All-Star break. We're talking Sunday, July 14th. I'm going to have 3 home run predictions for you guys to lock in. So what I do is I have the 3 official plays that you see me give out here on my YouTube channel. I send those out to my Dub Club as well. And then I also do a round robin that I post on Twitter with a couple honorable mentions that I like that didn't make the official report. So I would recommend following me on Twitter to get the round robin. It was on fire yesterday, which is why I'm mentioning it at the beginning of the video. To do a full recap from yesterday, the round robin was amazing. Unfortunately, the actual Dong Report was not. I went 0-2 yesterday on the official Dong Report. We did get one player refunded in Michael Massey, but we lost Gunnar Henderson. We lost O'Neal Cruz as none of them came through for us. So we were down 1.25 units yesterday. Luckily, the round robin was fire. And then also, luckily, if you look at the entire season, granted, it's been rough if you look at the entire season, but the granted is we've been on fire recently. I got 2 to hit on Friday. We were up over 4 units on Friday. And if you look at the entire season, we're down over 9 units. That sucks. If you look at the data since June 1st, we are up over 8 units. That's really good. So a couple more weeks of the success that we've had since then, and we're going to get ourselves green on the season. Very confident that that's going to end up happening. Very confident in the 3 plays that we have today. So a reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already. Like and comment this specific video. And then I mentioned that I have a Dub Club. That's where I send all my plays out for $5 a month. It gets sent directly to your phone. So if you have any interest in that, just check it out in the link in the description of the video. And then lastly, hit me up on Twitter to get the, it's where I post the round robin. So hit me up on Twitter for that. And let's get into today's Dong picks. So again, I'm going to have 3 for you guys, starting in the Braves versus Padres game. I'm taking Marcel Ozuna to hit a home run plus 310 odds at FanDuel. And for today's picks, I'm going to put 3/4 of a unit on all 3 of them because they're a little bit shorter odds just from a home run perspective. But really, really like Ozuna. So it's kind of funny. We went with Marcel Ozuna in this exact matchup on Friday, literally this exact batter-pitcher matchup. But the pitcher for the Padres, Randy Vasquez, he ended up getting scratched on Friday. Now he's starting today. Luckily, Ozuna did come through for us on Friday. So he hit a home run in the matchup that we didn't even target him in. And now for today, we get the same juicy matchup that we had on Friday. So for those of you that did not watch Friday's show, obviously I'm going to go over all of my notes. But if you did watch Friday's show, it's going to sound a little familiar. And to be honest with you guys, I mean, it's a juicy matchup across the board for a lot of Braves batters. So there's going to be 2 Braves on today's Dong Report. Obviously starting with Marcel Ozuna of the Braves, which we can get into now. So Ozuna went on a minor slump. I'm not really going to, calling it a slump would be kind of unfair, but at the end of June and to begin this month, a little bit of a slump. He didn't hit a home run in 11 games, which when you're in the middle of that, it feels terrible. When you look back on a 162 game season, that's really just a blip more than anything. So from June 23rd to July 4th, he didn't hit a home run. Since then, since July 4th, it's been 10 days. He's hit 5 home runs in the last 10 days, and he's been just crushing the baseball. He's been hitting the ball really, really hard. Each of his last 2 games, he's got 3 hard hits each, which is crazy. So that's Friday's game, in which he actually hit 2 home runs on Friday, and that's yesterday's game, in which he didn't hit a home run, but crushed the baseball. He's got a combined 8 hard hits in his last 3 games, so he's just been hitting the ball really, really hard recently, and he's had a really good year overall. He's hit the 4th most home runs in the MLB with 26. He's got the 5th best ISO rate at 28.1% and the 5th best barrel rate at 18.1%. And both of those, that ISO rate and that barrel rate, is in the excellent category as defined by Fangraphs. He's one of the rare batters that is excellent in both. It's like maybe 10 batters that are, that are excellent in both. And then from there, you look at other advanced stats. He's got the 5th highest hard hit rate. He's got the 11th fastest average exit velocity. So you take out that blip, 11-game blip, and Ozuna has been phenomenal basically this entire season. And for tonight, he's facing a righty in Randy Vasquez of the Padres, who I mentioned is a mashable pitcher. But not only that, Ozuna is better against right-handed pitching as well. His ISO rate jumps up to 29.5% against righties. And all 3, fly ball rate, pull rate, hard hit rate, all 3 are higher against right-handed pitching. And you look at Vasquez, he's not having a good year. And the biggest issue that he's having this year is he's really, really allowing the long ball. He's allowing a lot of home runs. His home run per 9 1.74. That would be the worst in the MLB if he had pitched enough innings to qualify. He technically isn't a qualified pitcher because he doesn't have the innings pitched, but he's been really, really bad, and he's got slightly worse stats against right-handed hitters as well, like Ozuna. His fly ball rate increases by 13%, going up from 29% against lefties to 42.6% against righties. His hard hit rate is also slightly higher against righties as well. And then you look at these two in their history together. Ozuna's crushed Vasquez in his career. It's a small sample size of 4 at-bats. In those 4 at-bats, Ozuna has 1 home run and 2 doubles. That's a pretty good sample size in the 4 at-bats, and pretty good at-bats there. So hopefully Ozuna stays hot, mashes one for us tonight as our first play. Next up, we're sticking in the same game as promised, and I'm taking Austin Riley to hit a home run, plus 340 odds at FanDuel. So Riley, I also went with him on Friday in this exact matchup. He did not come through for us on Friday, granted. He did hit a ball to the warning track and is incapable of hitting the ball below 95 miles per hour, it seems like recently, so I'm very comfortable going with him today. Overall, he's not having as good of a year as Ozuna, but he's having a really, really good summer. So you look at his season, he's hit 12 home runs. A lot of his power, basically all of his power numbers have come over the summer since June 1st. Like his ISO rate on the year is at 19.5%, 19.5%. That's below even the great category. That's not what we look for. If you isolate the data from June 1st till now, his ISO rate jumps up to 27.9%. And he also has a barrel rate of 19.2% in that stretch as well. So that's a 6-week sample size where he has excellent, as defined by FanGraphs, excellent power numbers. In that same stretch, his hard hit rate, 56.7%. His average exit velocity, 94.2 miles per hour. Both of those numbers would be in the top 5 of all qualified hitters, which I get. Batters can stay hot for a sample size, but this is since June 1st. This is almost 6 weeks of data showing that he's been a top 5 hitter if you just, again, extrapolate that out to the entire season. Now, he hasn't hit a home run in 5 games, but he's been crushing the baseball. As I mentioned at the beginning of when I started talking about Riley, he's like incapable of hitting the ball not hard. He's incapable of not having a hard hit, is a better way to phrase that. 3 of his last 4 games, he has an average exit velocity of 98 miles per hour and above. For context, the MLB.com defines a hard hit as anything 95 and above. 3 of his last 4 games, he's averaging above what is considered a hard hit. He's got multiple barrels in that stretch as well. He hasn't hit a home run in 5 games, but he's got an extended period of time where he's hitting the ball really well, and his numbers in the last 5 games still look pretty good. So I'm very confident in him tonight, and obviously he's got the same matchup advantages that that Ozuna does going up against Randy Vasquez of the Padres. Obviously, that's only going to help Riley's chance of hitting 1 yard. Riley is similar to Ozuna in that he has slightly better numbers against right-handed pitching. His ISO rate on the year against righties is 19.8%, which is still below the great category. But if you look at his ISO rate against right-handed pitching since June 1st, 27%. That's in the excellent category. So Riley doesn't quite have the same level of success against Vasquez that Ozuna does, but it's still a batter-pitcher matchup that should heavily favor Riley. So hopefully he comes through. Hopefully all of the Braves come through for us today, mashing one out of the park. And then lastly, our third and final pick of the video. We're heading to the Yankees versus Orioles game, and we are taking Juan Soto to hit a home run, plus 360 odds at BetRivers. Soto, he was in our round robin yesterday, did not make the official Dong report. I wish he did because he hit one yesterday. And despite the fact, I know that sometimes will scare people off if players are coming off of a game in which they hit a home run. That doesn't really scare me today. Soto's been incredible this year. He's had multiple days where he's hit a home run in back-to-back games. And he's got a really, really good matchup against Dean Kremer Dean Kremer of the Orioles, so that we are comfortable riding with him today. That's what we're looking for. And not only does Soto have a good history specifically against Kremer, and we're going to get into that, but Soto's been amazing this entire season. He's tied for 5th in the MLB with 23 home runs. He's tied with 3 other batters who also have 23. He's got the 7th best ISO rate at 26.7%, the 3rd best barrel rate at 19%. So he's similar to Ozuna in that he's one of the rare batters that has an excellent rating in both of his ISO rate and his barrel rate. From there, other advanced stats that we love to look at. 3rd highest hard hit rate at 57.7%, and the 4th fastest average exit velocity at 94.8 miles per hour. If it wasn't for him being teammates with Aaron Judge, and if Aaron Judge didn't exist, Soto probably would be leading the AL MVP. That's how good he's been. And he's also been crushing the ball recently. As I mentioned, he hit a home run yesterday. He also hit a home run on Thursday. So he's hit 2 home runs in his last 3 games. And he's similar to Ozuna in that you look at his last 2 games, 3 hard hits each of his last 2 games. Combined 8 hard hits in his last 3 games. Crushing the baseball recently, going up against a pitcher that he should be able to crush. As I mentioned, Dean Kremer of the Orioles. Kremer has a home run per 9 of 1.83. That's terrible. That would also be the worst number in the MLB if he pitched enough innings to qualify. He allows a barrel rate of 12%, which would also be the worst in the MLB if he pitched enough innings to qualify. And he really struggles against left-handed hitters like Soto. He's given up 12 home runs on the year. 8 of those home runs have come against lefties, and he's seen essentially the same number of at-bats between righties and lefty hitters. So 8 of his 12 home runs and the same number of at-bats. It's not great. All 3, hard hit rate, fly ball rate, pull rate, they're all worse against lefty hitters. And Soto also has a solid history against Kremer, as we mentioned. These two saw each other earlier this year. 3 plate appearances. In those 3 plate appearances, Soto was walked once with 1 home run and 1 single. That's 2 for 2 with 1 walk. Soto should stay hot tonight, mashing a dong for us. Let's hope he does as our 3rd and final pick of the video. And that's all we got. One of these guys hits a home run, and we will at least be green for the day. Multiple hit a home run, and we will be very green for the day. So let's hope for that. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter where I'll post my round robin. Probably going to have 7 or 8 guys in the round robin. And then again, check out the Dub Club if you're interested in that. I appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.